It is I, the guy that plays this game. Yes. Where are my notifications going at? Me scared. Why does it say yellow, like... YouTube, why you lie? What's up, ladies? There we go. I think it's working. I think it's working. Aha. Kind of, but... I love how the links for, like, sharing streams on YouTube is, like, super duper long. Oh my gosh, there you guys are. Hello, everyone! How y'all doing? I am in a good mood. Finally. Just kidding, I've been in a great mood lately. So, I know I just keep saying this, but seriously, guys, I'm sorry that my videos have been so sporadic lately. And I know that with Trove, it's pretty much just been me doing live streams lately as well. That's just because it's like, I just need these videos like the day of. I've been getting so far behind on everything because I've been sleeping a lot. I don't know, maybe I'm secretly sick or something. But I finally got to get like 12 hours sleep. I'm doing good. But yeah, the console hype is real, guys, seriously. So we've got it's the 1st, so we got, what is that, 3-4 days? And then you guys are going to be able to have this update on console. No, I'm sorry, the update is not on console right now. I know, I'm not trying to clickbait you guys. I'm just trying to get this hype train rolling, that's all. So, I'm sorry if it's misleading. I'm not trying to make it be. I just wanted to get some hype going. It's out on the 5th. I guess I should, here, let me change the title just so it's not like too misleading. Just in case. Why is my stream lying about the name? Okay. Coming out Feb 5th. There we go. Just in case, because I treat you guys right. But today, I'm finally, like, feeling good. I don't have to get up for anything. So I can actually get some work done and actually get some videos out to you guys. Because I've got, like, so much Roblox videos. I've got a lot of Trove ideas that I haven't had time to record. I've got, I already finished Resident Evil. Not that most of you guys care about that, I know. And then, so this is going to be really cool. After this Trove stream, guys, did you know that the Anthem open beta demo test is open right now? So while you guys are watching this stream, whether you're on PS4, you're on Xbox, you're on PC, start downloading Anthem, okay? And, I mean, if you're on PC, then we can actually probably play together, because I'm going to be doing a stream of that after we're done with Trove. But try it out. You know, see if it's a game that you're into, because it's actually really, really cool, and in a lot of ways it's kind of similar to Trove. So I definitely recommend it. As for that other video I put out the other day talking about Game Ago stuff, I'm still waiting. A lot of you guys ended up saying how you could end up signing through the link that I ended up providing. It's in the description of this video as well. But basically, for those that are just tuning in and don't know, Game Ago ended up giving me kind of an affiliate link with Trove. And we're still unsure whether or not it's going to work with existing Trove accounts. So I ended up asking them, and I'm just kind of waiting for a reply. Why aren't you live on Twitch? That'll probably be the Anthem stream. I'll probably do that live on Twitch. Because I need to do this YouTube stream so that I can have, like, when this video ends up fully processing, I can set it to public. here on the YouTube channel, because otherwise with Twitch streams I have to keep them kind of confidential for 24 hours. I don't usually, but you guys know what I mean. What? For GTA updates, if there's big updates for GTA, they don't even have like anything new going on, do they? Isn't it just like another car with rockets? Yeah, I'm not sure about Game Ago yet, man. Like, it's funny, like, I don't know why I expected anything different from them, but with Game Ago, I basically ended up asking them, like, okay, well, can you let me know about, like, some of the updates that we can expect to see with Trove? And, he just quite literally told me, what was it? He was saying, like, it's like, oh, well, we have the U10 update coming out on console, and then we have a Valentine's Day event coming, and it's like, yes, I know that. That's not news. Like, I was hoping that they could give me, like, months of info, you know, kind of like a roadmap for Trove, so I could let you guys know. Maybe I should have been more clear about it. But at the same time, it's like, why did I expect them to tell me anything different? We're talking about a Game Ago person that works for the publisher, not necessarily the game devs of Trove themselves. And I'm sure that there's probably just as much miscommunication between the devs and Game Ago as there has been with the devs and the player base. Like, seriously. Thanks, Ice Plays. Appreciate it, man. By the way, if you guys didn't know, okay, so Blood Rush saying about Game Ago. So Tryon Worlds was the company that ended up making Trove. They've gone bankrupt. They're out of business. Game Ago is the new people in charge, and they actually ended up reaching out to me, and they gave me an affiliate link. So right in the description of this video, if you sign up through Trove, you can end up setting up, it's so that they can track your account. Not like some bad thing. It's a good thing. We don't know whether or not it's going to work with existing accounts. I'd still recommend you guys sign up through the link down below anyways, even if you have an existing Trove account, just in case. But I'll let you know with 100% certainty once I end up getting a response. Basically, as you end up buying stuff in the Trove store, I end up getting a cut of that. So you quite literally are supporting me, Trove's top content creator, by just playing Trove and doing the things that you normally would. And it's not like the store items get more expensive or anything like that. It just outright gives me a percentage of the sale, which is actually a huge game changer for me, because it's like, basically I'm getting paid to play this game, which, I mean, I'm playing this game for years anyways without doing something like that. But it's like, to be able to actually have something like that for one of my favorite games of all time, like, are you kidding me? Yes, sign me up. I also saw a couple of you guys saying that you're really into Anthem, so I'm really happy about that. The demo, as far as I know, is pretty much the exact same as the demo we had last time, so I don't know what's going to happen with that, but you can definitely expect I'm going to do more Anthem on the channel and stuff. I'm sorry, I know that guy's dead, but, or game ended, but whatever. Yeah, Trove's not dead. It's not really getting any more popular. Like, unless we end up having, like, Trove's gonna end up having a big spurt of popularity with the U10 update that's gonna come out with consoles, and then it's probably just gonna end up slowly declining. This is, you know, this has already happened over the years of playing Trove in general. Game Ago has, they've shared a few of their plans, but not really the entirety of what they're gonna plan to do with Trove. So I mean, maybe I can ask them, I don't know. It's gonna take a while before Game Ago ends up kind of taking the reins as far as new content development, so we're just gonna have to wait and see, you know. Oh, hey Jay, who just said you're playing Anthem right now. Did they fix the 95% loading screen bug, and is the game a little bit more optimized? That's one thing I want to know about Anthem right now, because I haven't had the chance to actually hop on yet. And it's gonna take us a while, because I keep on saying that I wanted to do this. I wanted to do like a 20-minute stream, but we'll see how long this is gonna be, because it's probably gonna end up being really long. As always, hey Daisy, what's going on? Also Icy, I saw you there, I just didn't see you. It's the exact same demo, but no infinite loading screens, hopefully. Yeah, that's all we could really hope for, isn't it? They did hint, by the way, with Anthem, that tomorrow, on Saturday, they're gonna have something. I don't know what, but they're gonna give us something new. So I don't know whether or not they're like, they mentioned that they're gonna show us something that's gonna be in the full game. So maybe there's gonna be a world event or something. I don't know. Also, I wanted to say too, I really appreciate the positivity and support I've been getting on the Anthem videos. I know we're playing Trove right now, but hey, you know, Anthem is yet another game that I feel fits into the same demographic of Trove. Like, if you guys haven't tried it out, it's actually really, really tight. It's basically like playing as the gunslinger in Trove, but a full game with multiple classes. You know what I mean? Like, it's really tight. I know that I relate almost everything that I play to Trove, but really, it's got like a lot of elements from it. I guess just because Trove has a lot of generic MMO elements, but more so that it's a third-person action game. I think that's why it has a lot of appeal to me. Scythe, can you say my name? Yes, Ghost Bullet. I see you there. With that PlayStation logo, you're scaring me. I'm playing Fortnite right now. Oh no, Icy, I feel so bad for you. Did you hear that they're making Fortnite 2? That's pretty hype. Just kidding. They're making Minecraft 2 though. It's called Hightail for some reason. Not really. I'm a big fan one day. I hope that I will be like you in Trove one day. Thank you very much, Broly. I mean, I call you Broly. Or Braxton, but appreciate it, man. Hopefully one day you can get to being a no-lifer like me. You want to know how I'm so powerful at this game? Because I've been playing it for 4 years. That's why. No skill involved. Maybe a little bit. All I can really do is grind certain things more than other people. But even then, I'm still missing a lot of badges that other people have that I don't, because it's like, ew. Yeah, so like what Game Ago has kind of mentioned, this is just an overall spectrum with all of the games that Trine Worlds owned. We can't, you know, we'll see what ends up happening with it, but basically it sounded like what they want to do with not only Trove, it relates to all of the Trine Worlds games, they want to get rid of all the loot boxes. And seem to be very aware that that is not a system that gets them money. Because obviously their top concern is monetary gain. Okay, that's fine, you know, fully understandable. But with that, it's like, now we know, okay, well, at least these guys are kind of smarter in that they want to get rid of all the loot crates. Because that's something that Game Ago has actually been very known for, is the fact that they have all these loot crates and stuff like that in all their other games. So we'll see what ends up happening with it. I don't know. Thank you, Ishmael. Really appreciate the 99 cents through the super chat. I don't know why your message was retracted. Like, what? Unless he's trying to retract the super chat, in which case I don't think that you can, but I don't know. What? Oh, the Fortnite creative mode? Yeah, I haven't really tried that. I don't really care because I don't really like how you control your character in Fortnite. The donation got retracted or the message got deleted. No, the message I'm pretty sure got deleted. That wasn't Nightbot though. I don't know if he had a message. I think he just said a message. So I don't know. But either way, thank you, Ishmael. Yes, Jacob, I see you. I've met 3 people I've known. I don't know what you're saying. What is also Honor Logic? What is like your picture? That's got to be like a meme or something. I've seen so many people with that profile picture lately. It scares me. Like, is that Neo or something? Oh, good. It's this 5-star. This is a good one. I still got to make a video, too, over the weekend. That's kind of... I'm going to try and make, like, a starter's guide for console players. You know, kind of, here's how you get introduced into the U10 update so that you guys aren't completely confused when this ends up coming out. I mean, I've already got tutorials on pretty much everything about this update just already, but it's like now I can end up having like kind of a definitive, oh, here's all the things you got to get ready and prepare yourself for and blah blah blah, and here's how Crystal works, and just kind of like one video that's gonna summarize everything that I already kind of talked about. Okay, Nightbot wrecked you, Jacob. I'm scared. It's from the Matrix. Yeah, I thought it was. Why am I seeing that everywhere though? Like, what is that? No, Vanessa, you're not the only girl here. There's Daisy. There's a lot of other people that I don't remember their username. Girls on the internet? That doesn't happen. Girls are not the internet, okay, guys? Prove me wrong. Do you see me? Yes, I do, Shadow. With weird text. Is that green text meme? No, not really. Let's go this way, I guess. Why not? Dude, I'm like a ghost. You don't even read my message. Okay. I caught that one. I mean, you gotta understand there's quite a few people here, so it's like I'm not gonna catch everybody's messages, unfortunate or fortunate. How is that fortunate? I don't know. I'm just so used to saying like these buzzwords, you know. What was that somebody said about Warframe? I saw somebody say something about Warframe, but Geode on Warframe? What? You're scaring me. Oh, Ishmael, there you go again with the super chat. $2. Thank you very much. That's $2 US, so that's like $15 for me because I'm Canadian. Tips to prepare for U10 long stream. Love you, Scythe. Thank you. Love you too, man. So, I guess if I was gonna give a quick summary, let's do it. Let me complete this dungeon right here, and then I'll kind of give you a quick summary just here in the stream. I'll have another video that's gonna talk about in more detail, but I guess I can just talk about it now while we're doing this dungeon. It's not like I need to go into a separate room. But basically, the biggest thing that you're gonna have access to is the Trove U10 Atlas that you normally see in the hub. You're gonna have a hotkey where you can just use this anywhere. It's probably the best update that's hit Trove all year. Like, it's so convenient to be able to just warp wherever you need to go, whenever you need to go. Like, you can technically even warp to the Shadow Towers if you need to. Of course, you're gonna be in the Shadow Tower lobby. But it's just so useful to actually have that mechanic and be able to just use it at the touch of a button. And on top of that, then there's just going to be these new geode areas. So there's going to be these 3 new biomes right here. These are the only areas where you can end up getting cosmic gems and the only areas where you're going to be able to get crystal gear. I'm going to stay away from the mob because they're going too fast for me. And in short, U8 right here is only going to go up to a certain tier of gems. There's also going to be crystal gear you can get here. You don't have to have magic find. Hey, thank you, Michael or Mickle, for becoming a new YouTube sponsor. I don't know why YouTube calls them members. It's weird. Membership, like whatever. But welcome to the party, man. You got a bunch of different custom emotes you can use. Also, if you end up joining the Discord, you are going to have access to a couple very specific Discord channels that nobody else can gain access to, including... I need to actually update my YouTube membership thing, but you'll also have a link to an unlisted playlist where you can see videos early. So I haven't edited my Resident Evil series, but I have it fully completed and it's waiting in that unlisted playlist. I'm just using that as an example just because it was the most recent game that I ended up playing. So as for the gear itself, you can get Crystal 1 gear in U8, up to Crystal 2 in U9, and up to Crystal 3 in U10. The drop rates of it is absolutely disgusting. The devs clearly made an oopsie because it's just really, really bad. Now that said, the way that U10 and the way that this geode area and everything is going to end up working is we're going to end up seeing, oh my goodness gracious, have some British money. Thank you, JRD. That's worth even more than the US and my Canadian money. So you just gave me like $10 right there. This donation train is going. Thank you guys very much. Seriously. So with the crystal gear, like the drop rates are just atrocious. But the way that the biomes end up working is there's going to end up being not only a bunch of new resources that you'll get from 5-star dungeons, there's going to be new ore, blah, 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 but there is also going to end up being the new light and dark stat. So the light stat basically is armor penetration. It's what you end up getting on crystal gear. And then there's going to end up being the dark stat, which is basically an armor stat that only the enemies can have. Thank you, Mickle, again. You became a member and gave me 5 European dollars. That is legit worth like $10 for me. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it, man. You're helping put money towards me buying Anthem, which I already pre-ordered it, and it's just, yeah. So really do appreciate it, guys. Like, seriously, it means a lot. So, on to what I was saying. You guys keep distracting me with your crazy donations. Is with the crystal gear, you can end up getting light, and basically it's going to operate the same as ultra towers. So enemies are going to be more defensive when you're in this area. You're only going to do a percentage of your total damage, which is actually pretty stupid. because the way that it balances is, well, it's not really balanced at all, actually, now is it? And you need to have more light to end up making yourself do more damage to these enemies. So basically the end game of Trove becomes a luck based, try to get as much crystal 3s as you can for a character, and as much light on your cosmic gems. So again, I'll have another video that's going to talk in more detail about the specifics of the stats and stuff like that. But in short, that's what you're going to be going for, is you're just going to be focusing on, you know, getting a crystal weapon above anything else, and stellar gear becomes pretty much useless. However, if you have any stellar gear, save them, console players, because as soon as the update ends up hitting February 5th, you are going to be able to loot collect and get pearls of wisdom off of any stellars that already have pearls of wisdom. So it's a very, very useful feature that they finally ended up adding. It's only going to affect stellar and up, so stellar and crystal gear is only going to be affected for some reason. It doesn't affect any other gear in the game. Whatever. What are you saying, Meekle? Scythe, I've got no mods. I'm a noob, yes. What is the mod you are using to show the boss locations and dungeons? So this one was Mr. Because. We ended up talking about this during one of my live streams, and he just threw the mod together very, very easily. It is, let me take a quick little peep, Orb Boss Finder. I always forget what the name is, but you can find that over on the Trovesaurus. I'm pretty sure he actually has it in the Steam Workshop as well. So depending on which version you're running. Oh, hi, Merc. You can end up getting that one. It's very, very useful. More so for U10. Or I always refer to it as U10, but I just mean like Geode Topside in general when I talk about that, guys. But yes, it's very, very useful for this area, just because you see like so many of these dungeons are like so stupid and kind of gross in the way that they're designed, where it's just like a big maze and you can't really see anything. Oh, and then I guess last but not least, I should mention that by completing 5-star dungeons faster, you can end up getting more rewards in the form of crystal coins. What do they call these stupid things? Crystalline cores, that's it. So you can only get a limited amount of crystalline cores as a bigger reward. It's kind of weird to explain this, but it's way easier than it would think. You basically can complete a 5-star dungeon, I think 3 times to get gold and silver tiered rewards. And then every one after that, you're going to end up just getting the bronze reward. So it doesn't matter how fast you complete the 5-star dungeons. I don't know what stupid dev ended up making this last minute decision that just decided, you know what, let's make it so that the 5-star dungeon timers that we spent so much time working on is completely useless. Like, okay. But what are the crystalline cores for? Well, you guessed it. You're going to be using it to craft a handful of the new costumes and mounts and stuff like that that awkwardly are just thrown into the crystalline Crystallogy table. But then on top of it, you're going to be using the crystalline cores to forge up your crystal gear. Nah. And as you would expect, okay, why did he get off Gonda? I did not get off Gonda. As you would expect, you can also end up getting these Geode Topside caches. So again, console players, if you have your accounts linked already, check the link in the description below. Sign in through your existing account. I can't confirm that this works yet, but I just would recommend that you do it anyways. Sign into your account so that GameAgo can track your purchases. And then if you're going to end up buying all the Geode Topside caches and stuff like that, just think, not only are you being a pay-to-win monster like yours truly, but it is also going to end up supporting me as well. So go the extra mile, guys. It doesn't affect your gameplay at all. It's just more money goes towards me instead of going towards Trove's development. That kind of sounds mean and weird, but you guys know what I mean, okay? Besides all the teasing and stuff like that, like it's a really fortunate opportunity that I've been able to end up getting. I got my level 5 physical, what? Yeah, that's the other thing too, guys. You don't need to worry that much about like magic find. You don't need to worry about getting stellars and stuff like that now, because you're going to be able to get this like super duper easy. The power rank in order to get to U10 is going to be 15k, which is nothing because of the cosmic gems and the new crystal gear. But the difference is that you're going to have a required amount of light in order to enter U10. So you are mandatorily going to have to go to U8 to get a bunch of starting gear to go to U9 and so on and so forth. And you'll end up getting to U10 no problem. But as I wanted to mention earlier, but I completely forgot because of you guys and your beautiful donations, is that with the stats being how they are and with light being how it operates and with it basically being ultra shadow towers, unfortunately it makes a lot of characters kind of useless. Like, you can arguably use whatever character you want in U10, but think about it as ultra shadow towers, okay? Do you like using the boomeranger in ultra shadow towers? No, you don't. He kind of sucks. He's generally very weak. You can go ahead and main him. I'm not saying anything against the people that want to play him no matter what. I'm just saying that you're not going to be that efficient. And unfortunately, that's one of the biggest problems with U10 right now, is because it operates the same as Ultra Shadow Towers, certain characters just outright are not as good. That's why we're pretty much using the Vanguard all the time, because I do have a similar build to my Vanguard on my Shadow Hunter, but because it operates the same as Ultra Towers and we're doing a percentage of our total damage, we just outright aren't doing as much. We're not fast enough for my taste to be able to go through this with the Shadow Hunter. So that's why I'm using the Vanguard. What boxes do you get from Geode Topside? You end up getting the new crystalline or cosmic gem boxes. The way that they work, it's kind of disgusting. You get like, it's like, contrary to the rest of the game, when you're in U9, you can only end up getting gems up to Radiant, and you can only get Stellars when you're in U10. Thank you, Ishmael, for another $2 through Super Chat, saying, also, should I save gem boxes? Also, long stream today. Possibly. We'll see how long the stream is going to be. Yes, you should save your gem boxes. I completely forgot about that. I gotta have that video out as soon as possible. That does mention, yes, save your gem boxes. So you don't gotta save your shadow gem boxes and stuff, like just your normal gem boxes. You save your empowered gem boxes, because they kind of made a bit of a mistake. And as far as I remember, yeah, I don't think you can get cosmic gems outside of these boxes, which is a bit weird because, oh, pardon me, because they kind of did a bit of a reversal. At first they said that you wouldn't get these gems out of empowered gem boxes, but you would get it out of shadow gem boxes. Then they reversed that order, and now here's the final verdict of the game. Empowered gem boxes are going to be very, very useful day one. Just nothing but crystal 2s. And then, yeah, your shadow gem boxes, there's not really going to be much of a point in actually keeping or holding on to any of those. I have to go out of my way to get this ramp, guys. Sorry. Is it worth the gain, the Geode Topside caches? So I do actually have a video showing me unboxing those. Unfortunately, I would say that no, it's not worth it. Like, it is and it isn't. You know, you're not really getting a good deal by any means. But it's not like it's as bad as the greater crystal caches, you know, like those things are just an absolute joke. But it's like, what ended up happening was on the test server, the numbers were just generally a lot better. They were a lot more balanced. And now we actually see with the finalized version where it's like the topside caches end up giving you a lot of crystalline cores, sure, but also it's because we don't have as much crystalline cores from 5-star dungeons as we did on the test server. And then further than that, it costs more crystalline cores to craft everything than it did on the test server. So the devs did their usual 1 step forward, 2 steps back for Trove, where it's like you get less crystalline cores, but you need more of them. And it's not okay. It's a really, really bad, like, ugly system, the way that they ended up making it. Why is everybody splitting up? We need these ramps, man. Like, what is even happening here? Let me go on my good old Draco, man. I don't know what that is. That's like a club world. Probably throwing down beacons, but that's okay. Where are these bosses, man? Where are these bosses at? I need these things. Like, seriously. Is everyone split up or something? If you guys are at like a ramp, you can go ahead and invite me. But it better actually be a ramp. You're not really getting a good deal every Trove pack ever, says Mark. Well, certain ones you do. I would argue that some of the packs are worth it. The class packs are always worth it. except for some reason they're inconsistent and made the Vanguard pack like $50. I don't know why. I mean, I guess you can technically buy it for $30 instead of 20, and it's worth it in the regard that the class costs a lot to craft in game, but compared to everything else in the game, it's like, I mean, at least with the classes, I would say that they're worth it because the amount of gameplay that you get out of it is never worth it. Like, I don't even know why. So the devs ended up removing, they're going to remove the neon greater caches. So if you're a console player, buy those while you can. If you're missing anything from the neon boxes, whatever, you can go ahead and just spend all your money on that. Those caches aren't too bad. But the thing is, they removed those to make room for new caches, right? I don't know why they didn't get rid of these geode caches, because everybody knows that these are just a beginner's trap, like they're a joke. But then on top of that, it's like, why? If they're gonna remove anything, shouldn't they remove chaos chests? Like, aren't those like the most useless item in the game to end up spending your money on? I know that they keep adding new items to them, but really, it's like all you really use them for is just getting a little bit of mastery here and there. It's just kind of stupid, right? How do you get the new crystalline cores and forge fragments tome? Okay, so the forge fragments tome, this one's a bit confusing, but the crystalline core one, you craft that from the Crystallogy table. I'm confused whether it's one of them you end up crafting and the other one you have to actually unbox either from a greater Geode Topside cache or from a lesser one. Now, the important thing is that these items are tradable, so you are going to be able to buy a lot of them in the store. However, I would say that if you're going to end up buying any of the new geode stuff, like from the greater caches and stuff like that, you guys got to be careful. There's, you know, for the first day or two, you're going to see these prices be insane. Like, it's gonna be super duper overpriced because it's like, oh, this is a new item, we mean to sell it for the most expensive price possible. But after a little while, this is just how Trove economy works. After a little while, they're going to drop in value because they're going to realize, oh, nobody's buying these because they're really, really overpriced. But then they're going to get to that point, and you got to be very careful about that. They're going to get to that point where you can buy it for the cheapest possible before they skyrocket back up in price because all of the endgame players are actually just going out of their way to buy all of them. So you kind of got to watch out for that and be careful for that. You know what I'm saying? I should write down actually a lot of this stuff just because there's quite a list of Trove things that I need to do. So first of all, what was it, guys? The gem boxes, and then I guess just the gear itself and gems themselves. And then I guess just U10, how you actually get into U10 and stuff like that. Just a typical junk, you guys know. Please read this. I main the Shadow Hunter, but I'm at 81k physical damage and 15k PR, but can't get any higher. Can you give me some tips? Well, that's the thing, dude. Just if you're on PC, you can get yourself Cosmic Gems and Crystal Gear. Otherwise, if you're on consoles, you just gotta wait until February 5th. And you're gonna skyrocket in power, guys. Like, seriously. I also need to write down the PR as well, because I know lots of you guys are really curious about all that. So the top PR that you can get in the game is 34,050. I'm actually missing 2 PR because I'm missing 1 mastery level because I don't have all of my rampage challenges done and stuff like that. But you're gonna be able to shoot up in PR super easy. Like, look at this. Like, you can very easily get 25k PR on all your characters. I don't know why this guy is not 25k PR. What is going on here? Do I have these leveled up? Yes, I do. I don't have this one at level 15 though. Oh, and then the biggest thing too, guys, if you have gems as well, you're gonna want to save them and hold on to them right now. Don't bother leveling them because they're actually going to be removing the ability for a gem to fail on crafting. So that's a really big one that you gotta watch out for. I gotta write that down actually because that's actually a big game changer, is that your gems can't fail anymore. Basically, it means that the horseshoes and all those other items, you know, the gem booster items, those are basically going to end up just helping the percentage of it succeeding. But it's a lot easier to level gems now. There's also the fierce and arcane gems. I'm gonna write that down as well while somebody hopefully gets this guy out of the stupid plasma. But the fierce and arcane gems are gonna start at shadow gems and up. And basically, it's like you're gonna have a gem that is going to be guaranteed physical or guaranteed magic. And even if you end up rolling the gem to all max health, you will never be able to roll a physical gem, a fierce gem, onto having magic damage, for example. Like, no matter what you roll its stats to, it can only end up getting the physical damage. Same with Arcane, is going to be the magic damage gems. Those start at Shadow and up, and also will always have all 3 stats at level 1. So, very, very useful in that regard. I wish that they would do the same thing with the class gems. Those should be a guaranteed stellar. And then they should also, well, I think they are a guaranteed stellar, but they don't always generate with the same stats that you actually need is the biggest problem with it. What are you saying? I see you're scaring me. Do you think it's worth it? It's worth the mastery buying both of the extra life dragon packs for like 15 European dollars total. So I don't know, dude. Like, it's a tough call, because if you buy those extra life dragons, I mean, sure, it's always worth it to buy the dragons. It is. It's expensive, but it's always worth doing. The thing is, though, if you can wait, you can actually just craft all of the dragons through the qubits, but I don't know, dude. That one's kind of entirely up to you. I wouldn't say that those packs are, like, really bad inherently, just because they're, like, those dragons are generally kind of difficult to actually get. What? I don't know what you were saying, Honor Logics. Your message got destroyed for some reason. I think it's the Matrix kicking in. I don't miss rampages at all. Yeah, Merc's already done with his max rampage badge, thank goodness. So he doesn't have to do this anymore, which I... What about Ocean Man? Yeah, I loved Arthur. I loved the Ocean Man. That was actually a really great movie, seriously. It had an awesome soundtrack. Somebody got scammed. I don't know what you're even talking about, but okay. Nightbot Thanos snapped honor. I don't even know what that means, but you're scaring me. Oh yeah, and then there's gonna be a couple new dragons too. I guess I should mention that as well. You can end up getting these dragons through Dragon Effigy. Only one of them I would recommend that you do that for, though. I used 2 Dragon Effigies. I shouldn't have. Instead, I should have crafted the Geode Topside one, because it's disgusting and super duper easy to craft. The new ore is gonna be like the best way of making flux for a little while, though, console players, so you gotta keep that in mind. There's gonna be these 2 new types of ore that you can end up finding in the Geode Topside. Nitro is gonna be the pink one, and that's the one that you need for like crafting your crystal gear and everything like that, and it's gonna be very, very expensive for the first couple weeks, and then it just slowly ended up going down in price now on PC because everybody's farming it, right? But it's still a really good way of making flux. Like, people, you know, there are people that were at the start of the game and maybe had like 100k flux to their name, if not less, were able to get like, I heard somebody ended up getting like 1 mil, someone got 3 mil. So it depends how much you want to actually farm that nitro, but it's a really good way of making flux, guys, like, seriously. I just bought the 333 Geode Topside caches with 1 gold and got a crystalline core tome. Well, there you go, man. Good luck. I didn't know you were on PC, Mickle, but yeah, there you go. So that's, you could sell it, but I mean, do you really want to? Unfortunately, it is just kind of a weekly thing. Oh yeah, that's right. And like Mark's telling me too, the Forge Fragments, one of you guys was asking about that earlier, and I'm sorry, I kind of spaced on the answer. But Forge Fragments in general, besides the tome, you actually get those for loot collecting crystal gear, and it's tradable. So that's actually another really good way of making flux. So let me actually write that down as well. Just because I want to try and get all this down. Hopefully I end up remembering it all for the video. But Forge Fragments are, they're pretty good. I'll show you guys in 2 seconds here the stuff that you can end up getting out of the crystalline core table. I'm not gonna show you all the mounts and stuff. I just mean I'm gonna show you the table itself, just because I love an excuse to show you how bad how bad it is to actually craft all the new stuff. Like, one of them, the devs outright made a mistake on with the numbers, and it doesn't matter how many times I spam them, they just don't seem to want to fix it for some dumb reason. But you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the geode recipes. So for some reason, near as I can tell, the way that Trove should work, this is just consistent with the rest of the game, is when you're in the geode surface, the enemies should end up dropping geode weapon styles and stuff like that that you end up loot collecting. And then you should always have the option of being able to construct these items through Geode recipe unlockers, right? Problem is that you actually don't get the Geode styles from the Geode surface. You can't get them anywhere but the recipes. And unfortunately, those recipes are extremely overpriced. I saw that lightning. So it's just ridiculous. Like there's like 100 mastery, only 100 mastery, I should say, that's sitting right there, and I'll never get it. Like, it's actually broken and stupid. Like, the devs have actually lost their minds. I don't know. Yeah, like even Mark's saying, I don't think it's a mistake at this point. They're just crazy. Like, I don't know. Like, anyone who actually crafted those, it's just such a waste of time. Gem boxes. Yeah, gem boxes and lunar souls. That's the big thing you guys should be saving. So, with the lunar souls, it's kind of a 50-50 thing, because it's like, do you want to, there we go, we got that ramp done. Do you want to save all of your lunar souls for emp boxes, like I did? I ended up spending all of those. Or if you end up doing that, you have the potential of screwing yourself over, because you also need them for re-rollers, so contain chaos sparks. Now, I for some reason have no luck when it comes to binding darkness. I don't know why. But with the binding darkness, you can end up making a contain chaos spark that's going to re-roll you know, your gem stats, which of course is going to end up being pretty much the end game for a little while for you guys, because of the fact that you need to re-roll your light on your gems and stuff like that, right? But then there's also going to be this thing right here, and this is the flare item, which takes 2 contain chaos sparks. That's 8 binding darkness a pop. And basically, you're going to be able to use that to swap one of these pearls randomly to another stat. So, as you can see, I got really, really fortunate in being able to roll all my cosmic gems so that I have 3 pearls into light, and then fully augment them. And that's pretty much the perfect set that you could be going for, okay? Just because you need that like crazy. I also should mention, too, that the Vampire and Berserk, those are going to be the best gems you can end up going for out of the cosmic gems, because the Vampire one that we're rocking right here, it's going to give you a little bit of movement speed that does end up being worthwhile, and the Berserk one ends up giving you a little bit of attack speed, which unfortunately makes it so that the Gunslinger pretty much is just the best in Shadow Towers once again. What are the perfect rolls for cosmic gems? Like I said, it's pretty much just all rolls towards light. Because if you have all your other gems already all set up, you don't need the extra damage. You're just naturally going to get more damage from those cosmic gems as well. But you want to have all of your pearls onto light, just because it's going to end up being the stat that you need, you know. Unfortunately, Crystal can't drop pearls. Yeah, Crystal can drop pearls of wisdom, Joe. Can't they? Oh, maybe they can't. Oh, no, never mind. Yeah. It's okay. I misspoke. You can put Pearls of Wisdom on Crystal Gear, and then if you collect it, you get your pearls back out of it. But you can only get Pearls of Wisdom from Stellar Gear, because it can just generate with the pearls on the gear itself, right? But these are going to see, you see right in the middle right there, not only are you getting cosmic gem dust from the gear, like you're gonna level up your cosmic gems no problem, guys. Like, you really don't got to worry about it. Cosmic gem dust is not a problem. But then there's the forge fragments, which is the item that you see on the right middle there, and that's gonna end up being the you know, kind of that detrimental item for forging and junk like that. Now, the other thing too is, you may have noticed that people are throwing down pinatas a lot. That's because with the U10 update, they're changing qubits a little bit. So the star bar is going to end up being able to be completed multiple times now. You're going to end up getting more qubits per day, but it's going to require more dungeons done per day. And then on top of it, you're going to end up getting these star... where are they? Do I have mine? There they are. Starlight pinatas? Starlint pinatas? Star glint pinata? Okay, I mean, I call them starlight pinatas because that's just stupid. But these are just going to be daily pinatas that you can end up getting. So there you go. That's just free pinatas, right? These are going to end up being those boxes that I was talking about. See, this is the U10 one. So these ones can end up just outright dropping the new gems up to Stellar. So this is only going to drop Radiant and Stellar. of cosmic gems. So further to the point that you dismantle crystal gear and it's going to give you cosmic gem dust, you're going to be swimming in cosmic gem dust. Like, you can just outright be like, you can just forge your cosmic gems over and over and over again until they end up generating with the stats that you actually want. The lesser gems are actually a lot easier than the full-on like empower gems, because with the empower gems you're pretty much gonna have to re-roll the pearls on it until it ends up generating to 3 pearls into light. But as far as the lesser gems, you basically just keep forging them to level 15 over and over again until you see that all 3 pearls ended up rolling to light. Now, the other thing too that I should end up mentioning is that light can't be rolled off of these gems. That's why they have that new stupid item just specifically to roll the pearls. Like, you just can't get light off of your gems at all. So I guess I should write that down as well. I also saw somebody else mentioning, what do you think of Anthem? I think it's a great game. I think it's worth buying. I actually have another video that talks about that more specifically, so you can check that out, because I don't want to be talking about it for 5 years. Now, remember what I said earlier about the 5-star dungeons? So this right here, the Lesser Geode Topside cache, this has a chance of dropping anywhere between, like, I think 1 to 10 crystalline cores per. And originally, if you ended up completing a 5-star dungeon within 30 to 40 seconds, you would end up getting 3 or 4 of these. I forget how many it was, but either way, that was quite a bit of chances of getting more crystalline cores. And then they ended up changing it for some stupid reason, so that now, for the gold reward on 5-star dungeons, you just outright get a certain amount of crystalline cores instead of these boxes, and you can only get the gold reward for a 5-star dungeon once a day. You can get the silver reward, which again is just a set amount of crystalline cores. You can only get that twice a day, and then you can get the bronze reward from 5-star dungeons over and over again, and that's only going to give you 1 of these boxes per 5-star dungeon, which, I mean, arguably, yeah, it's not necessarily time gated, but it's disgusting. And we all know that the reason that they did this, unfortunately, is just because they're trying to hopefully sell more of these caches, which they've already sold plenty of them. They wouldn't have to do a cheap trick like this in order to end up selling them. But I mean, we're talking about the Trove devs here, so, you know. The other thing too that you may or may not notice when this update goes live is, oh my goodness gracious, you get so many adventure boxes, it's insane. Like, you seriously get so many of them as you're out there farming and stuff, guys. Like, seriously. Yeah, see, so like Joe was saying, you got 4 of those boxes if you ended up completing a 5-star dungeon fast, and you got more crystalline cores per box as well. So they just changed all of that. I don't know why. Do you think Trove could come to the Switch? I think it would be fantastic if Trove came to the Switch. I don't think it ever will, because it's unoptimized poop. Like, you think, you know, look at Anthem. That's probably easier to run than Trove. Like, seriously, man. I don't, like, no exaggeration, this game is kind of a mess as far as the optimization is concerned. It's got a lot of options that you can change to optimize it, but they're kind of obsessed with, like, upping the graphic fidelity of this game that doesn't really need graphic fidelity. Like, I remember when the original version of consoles for Trove, it was like they had the settings nice and low, so you actually had good frame rate, and then they updated it and they upped the graphical settings, and then the frame rate ended up going down a lot more with console. And then thankfully, because the console version of Trove is basically just a carbon copy of the PC version, you guys don't have anything changed outside of maybe a couple lines of code. You can actually use all of the text commands to change your in-game graphics, and I have a video that kind of talked about that already. That was a little while ago, but seriously, dude, it's hilarious that you can end up doing something like that, because you can't obviously go into your settings and change the graphical settings and stuff like that on the console version. But SSAO is one of the biggest ones that they like to default on all the time, even though personally it gives me a headache, but it also drains your frame rate like crazy. So I don't know. I don't know. It's all kind of about personal opinion. What is the new way to get Flux in the new update? So I just mentioned this 2 seconds ago, but I guess you weren't here, dude. So in short, when the update goes live, you're going to rush over to U8, and all you're going to be doing is just, you're going to be so bored. you're just going to be rushing the new ore and selling that for a ton. You're going to literally be able to make millions of flux within the first, week or two, guys. Like, seriously, capitalize on it because it does end up going away. You know, the ore is still worth farming for sure, but it's not as expensive. Or you can be a freak that rushes to crystal gear, and then you can end up selling the forge fragments. Because those forge fragments that you get from dismantling crystal gear is also going to be a tradable resource, and it's something that is required in order to end up forging up your crystal gear. So basically why these resources are going to be expensive is because endgame players are going to be trying to forge up their crystal right away, and they're going to be rushing to try and get themselves to U10 and get themselves a full set of crystal 3 gear. And then they're going to realize after they get their first set of crystal 3 gear that the drop rates are absolute garbage, and then they're going to give up on trying to get crystal 3 for all of their classes. Some people are still going to go for it, but not everybody. No sane person would try to get crystal 3. There's a demon inside me. It's gone now. No sane person would try to get crystal 3 on all their classes, and because of it, the value of these resources is going to go down like crazy, because everybody's just all at once is going to realize, oh, these drop rates are really, really bad. The drop rates, again, just to reiterate, the drop rates as well as all the boxes and stuff like that, these things were all actually a lot better and a lot more balanced on the test server, and then they just decided to make it 10 times harder on the live server, and it backfired because, you know, the update kind of came and went. Not to say that Trove is not that popular or anything like that. Like, U10 ended up actually keeping the servers laggy, not because their servers are like, not because they're getting DDoSed or whatever other lie they like to say. It was because there was too much players on the game. Anytime a new update ends up hitting with Trove, lots of players sign in and the servers just explode. So we actually had like, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks of solid lag because there was that many people consistently playing Trove. And I mean like 24-hour lag, like not the usual where certain times of night the servers are dead and you can sign in and just, you know, end up getting your grind on because it's not lagging or anything. No, it was just that full. Also, excuse Jubbers, she's barking because she heard a stomp in the background and she's like, what is this? I don't even know what's happening. But yeah. Okay, Jub, there's literally nothing there! Stop it! Okay, maybe we'll end up doing this 5-star dungeon, and then I'm noticing that we're at the 50-minute mark as far as the stream is concerned. So we'll probably end up Jub. Jeez Louise, this dog. Like, of course I end up not only getting the sweetest dog in the world, but she barks. Like, people are in my house, I'm going to attack them. But yeah, we'll do this 5-star dungeon just because why not get the extra crystalline cores? And then I'll show you guys the Crystallogy table like I mentioned earlier. And then I'm going to end up stopping the stream for a little bit, kind of setting things up and getting ready, and then we'll hop on Anthem on Twitch. Merc is also mentioning that the combo system on Anthem is very rewarding. Okay, maybe you can end up explaining it to me, Merc, a little bit later, because geez Louise, it's still too confusing to me, that combo system. I want to learn it so I can do like proper tutorials and stuff like that with Anthem, because generally the game is, it's not super complicated or anything, but it's like Trove where it doesn't explain any of the important things. Like, it's like, oh, your flight controls are inverted. Okay, that's not really, like, I understand how to play a video game. What I actually want to know is how does the combo system work, and what level of rarity is the best in the game. Legendary, by the way. But yeah, so let's, yeah, so that's that 5-star dungeon done. There we go. And then, look at this. We can just warp out of here anytime. Now, this I find strange. It's kind of nice that the devs did it, but you can warp to the tutorial at any time now from the Atlas. You could always type /tutorial to end up going back to the tutorial area anyways, but now you can just warp to it, which is weird because it's going to confuse a lot of players when they first get into the Atlas. And unfortunately, when you end up going back to the tutorial, you're kind of stuck there for a little while because it locks out a lot of your controls. So yeah, but anyways, this is the Crystallogy table. It's already in the game. It's already all the Geode stuff. Basically, you're going to have access to a couple different mounts and stuff like that. You can see right here, this is 25 crystalline cores already, a little too expensive, honestly. This is going to be an untradeable version of the mount as far as I know. You can get tradable versions of all of these mounts through the Geode Topside caches that you buy out of the store, obviously. But then there's going to be the allies. There's a couple costumes. Typical of the devs, they didn't bother putting costumes for every character in the game, and further than that, they didn't give costumes for the most popular classes in the game. Instead, we've just got the same old, another boomer costume, another barb costume, a knight costume, another costume for the Revenant for some reason, and Dune Defender, one for the Vanguard. And these costumes are disgusting, dude. Like, ooh, they're bad. They look so gross. And then there's going to be the Cosmic Dust Gem Tome as well. So there's 250 crystalline cores. Like that's a lot of 5-star dungeons, guys. This is why this is pretty bad, like the way that this update is balanced, because the crystalline cores, again, they're not technically time gated, but the amount of time that you have to dedicate in order to end up grinding them is pretty insane. Like that's the problem with this whole update, is that it's all just so super duper expensive. So here, the crystalline core. Okay, so the crystalline core is the one that you forge. I think you can get at the Geode Topside caches as well. But then the Forge Fragments one, that one is the one that you get from the lesser caches for some reason. I think you can get at the greater ones as well. And then these, which are an absolute joke. So these will guaranteed give you an empowered gem that's cosmic, which is just not worth it. Like, honestly, just use your lunar souls to get normal empowered gem boxes, because this is pretty expensive as far as these new resources are concerned. But what do you guys think these Geode style stashes are going to be worth? Yep, you guessed it, a whole lot. 50 crystalline cores per, 1,000 crystal per. Like, all of these resources right here, guys, this is for one new Geode style, and there's 122 of them. Yep. Now, styles in general only end up giving you 1 mastery, which is stupid for something like this. These should actually give you 2 mastery, 3 mastery, even 5 mastery each, I think, considering how expensive they are. Because where's my little, I have a little convenient piece of paper that I always refer to, just because I want to put into perspective that this is going to be 122,000 crystal, 61,000 viridian, 6.1k nitro, 12.2k builderite, and 6.1k crystalline cores. Now, I've been grinding this update pretty consistently since it ended up going live, and I mean, I'm only sitting here at like 1,200, and I ended up buying some greater geode cache, so I wouldn't even be at this. And we need 6,000? 6,000? Like, no thanks, devs. They just clearly ended up messing up. They're actually insane. But anyways, guys, oh, Mark was standing beside us. I think that's going to do it for this YouTube stream. I'm going to wait for this video to process, and then I'll set it to public so that you guys can end up watching it. I will end up having a shorter video that's going to talk about all of these things that we ended up just mentioning. I'll try to have it more concise, more condensed down, so that it's not like super duper long or anything like that. But I'm going to get things set up, take a little bit of a break, maybe get some coffee in me or something, and then we're going to hop on Anthem, but I will be doing that on twitch.tv/ScythePlays. So I'm going to be doing that on my Twitch, and then that Anthem video will be available tomorrow, because this way it gives me not only a video that I can already have for tomorrow, but then on top of that, I got a lot of editing and stuff to do. Also, yes, I want to mention lastly, the vice president of Gang 32 ended up asking about the new Crystal Primordial Dragon. We have no idea when we're getting that. It's not in this update. I don't know why they didn't just add it. Like, it's just a new dragon. It's not that big of a deal. Like, seriously. But anyways, thank you very much for watching, guys. Thanks again. Shout out to the super chat here, as well as memberships. So we got Ishmael, who ended up donating through super chat. We got Mikkel, who became a new sponsor of the channel and used super chat as well. And then we got XXJRDH13XX with the little face, and he ended up donating through super chat as well. Really do appreciate it, guys. Seriously, it helps me out way more than you think. And lastly, but definitely not least, again, those of you that have existing Trove accounts, I still would recommend that you do this, even though I can't confirm with 100% certainty that it's going to work just yet. But there's going to be a link in the description of this video and a link in the description of all my Trove videos from now on. Sign in through your account or just create a new account if you're a new Trove player through that link, and then anything that you end up buying through the store in Trove is going to end up giving me a percentage of that, and that's going to end up helping a ton while you're just happening to play Trove. But anyways, thank you for watching. If you guys have Origin on PC, you can add me up, and maybe we'll end up getting to play together on Anthem, but we'll see what happens. Either way, I gotta wait for YouTube to buffer. It takes a little while to do that. I would appreciate if you would like the video, side on, and stay epic as always, guys.